For thousands of years, man has envied the birds and their ability to fly wherever and whenever they pleased. In 1903, the Wright brothers achieved man's powered flight. Their earliest planes were fragile and unwieldy in the air. But within a dozen years, the aerial dogfight of World War I had become history. Here is the sound of a Spad of 1916. During the 1930s, the Boeing P-12 was the pilot's favorite. It flew twice as fast, twice as high, and twice as far as the Spad. Suddenly, it seemed the latest planes no longer had propellers. The new jets flew faster than the speed of sound and could climb into the sky with dizzying speed, cutting in the afterburner for still more power. Here comes an F-100. What happens when radar picks up an unidentified plane, a bogey? This F-102 has been sent up to investigate.
Roger, Satan, red flight, you're in position. Bogey now 42 degrees on your starboard side at 20 miles. He's crossing starboard to port.
Roger, Demon. I have a contrail 40 to 45 degrees on my starboard side. Further instruction, please, over.
Roger, that's your bogey. Investigate, please.
Demon, the bogey is a commercial DC-7, last four numbers, 9648. He's level at 25 angels. Here to keep
All is well. A friendly commercial airliner. The F-102 can return to base. But wait, the pilot reports a flameout. His jet engine has stopped.
Mayday. This is 102-15-777. Anybody read me on guard channel.
15777 Demon here on guard channel. Copy, over.
Roger, Demon. 15777. I just had a flame out somewhere north of Crestview. I estimate about 50 miles. Squawk an emergency. You have me on the weapon?
Roger, just pick up emergency squawk that time. Your pigeon's in the home plate. Snap vector 185 degrees. What's the present altitude?
Yeah. What position?
777, over.
Roger, Demon. 15777. You're down at 20,000 feet. I'm trying to get an air start now. Stand by. I'm trying to drain in the tailpipe now. Roger, Demon. Doesn't look like I won't be able to make it. The air start ignition switch doesn't seem to work. Looks like I'm going to have to leave it. What's my pitches now, please?
Yeah, your pitches in now are still at 185. Now you're dropping down to 32. What is your present altitude, Demon, here?
Roger, down to 10,000. I'm going to have to leave it, Demon. Going in, I'll pull it off it.
10777 is Demon here. I think you got glide distance enough here to make field 3. Do you have visual on it? Is it too long, over?
Negative, Demon. Can't make it. I'm going to leave it at this time. You got my position.
Right, get your position. We'll have Air Sea Rescue is already notified. We'll have them pick you up, over.
Roger, blowing the canopy now. Good day.
The pilot parachuted to safety. And now man has put a rocket engine where the jet used to be and called it the X-15. Dropped from the mothership, a B-52 cruising at 40,000 feet, Major Bob White ignites his rockets and hurtles upward into space to an altitude of over 40 miles.
Okay, I got 350 on the pressures. Igniter is the 175. 3, 2, 1, launch.
Which way there, Bob? Get him. Which way there, Bob?
You need to track at the moment. 180 there.
280,000 still climbing.
Going higher by our plot than anticipated, and this is putting you further down range.
Okay, pitch hole engaged, speed brakes coming open.
Okay, looks like you're about to peak, and speed brakes out. Coming back down through approaching 285.
It gets better all the time. Absolutely. Just a fantastic view. Okay, it's going to start coming back. Here we go.
Heading back into the Earth's atmosphere, the pilot is buffeted by the terrific G-forces of re-entry.
Here come the re-entry G with a lot of vibration.
Roger, we're at 100,000 BCS off.
5G. Push. Come on.
Okay, a hard right turn, Bob. In.
Brakes coming in, did you say?
Hard right turn, Bob. Off your whole modes, and have you instituted peroxide transfer?
No, I haven't got any indication. APU low light. Number one system is 1700. The tail is 2800.
Have you coming around about 10 miles, 15 miles southwest now?
Okay. So 2,000 feet a second, 70,000.
Got you at 1.5 and about 50,000 feet, turning on the west edge of Roseman Lake there.
Roger. I think I'm in good shape.
Man has now flown into space and returned. The Minuteman is a solid fuel rocket stored underground in a silo. Once armed, it can be fired at a moment's notice.
ATO Mod 4 ready for launch? Ready. RV systems.
RV go.
SRO range status.
Clear to launch.
LSO event recorder switch to silo position.
Silo.
ITMO ground power telegraph on. On. TMO FM recorders on. C-18 launch enabled.
Enable.
Zero light on. ATO closed fire line. Closed. LSO stand by to reset.
Standing by.
ATO unlock launch switch. Unlocked. ATO initiate sequence. 3, 2, 1, 0.
What of man himself venturing into space? Listen to Dr. Werner von Braun, whose team launched the free world's first satellite.
The plan is to put the man right from the beginning into the ultimate capsule, which will later on be used for the orbital flights with atlases. But his first flights will be conducted from the nose of a Redstone vehicle only over a range of approximately 150 to 200 miles. In this fashion, we will give him a 6-minute ride through the zero-gravity condition and a typical re-entry with ensuing parachute landing and being fished out of the water.
Commander Alan Shepard rode atop the Redstone.
7 here, fuel is go, 4G, 5.5 cabin, oxygen go, all systems are go. Power jettison green, periscope is coming out. The turnaround has started. He's switching to manual pitch, manual yaw. On the periscope, what a beautiful view. Control is smooth. Retro 1, very smooth. Retro 3, all 3 retros are fired. Periscope is retracting. M1 4 going to re-entry attitude.
On the program Mercury, it is planned to fire a manned capsule with an Atlas vehicle into a low orbit and let the capsule pilot go around the Earth several times, and then with the help of a retardation maneuver, this nose cone will slip back into the atmosphere, will be retarded by aerodynamic drag, and finally land in the water, where it will be where it will be fished out of the water like our Jupiter nose cones with the monkeys aboard.
Colonel John Glenn piloted his Mercury capsule in space for 3 orbits and nearly 5 hours.
Minus 40.
Status check, pressurization. Locks tightening.
Have a blinking high level light.
You are go. Water systems.
Go.
Range operations.
Clear to launch.
Mercury
30.
capsule. Go. All pre-start power lights are correct. The ready light is on. Eject Mercury umbilical. Oil evacuate.
Mercury umbilical clear.
Mercury is go.
Evacuate lights on.
All recorders to fast. T-minus 18 seconds and counting engine start.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Liftoff. The clock is operating. We're underway.
Roger, reading you loud and clear.
Roger, we're programming and roll okay. Bumpy along about here.
Stand by for 20 seconds.
Roger.
3, 2, 1. Mark.
Seco. Alpha grades fired. Okay. 0G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around. Oh, that view is tremendous. Capsule turning around, and I could see the booster during turnaround just a couple of 100 yards behind me. It was beautiful.
Roger, 7.
Major Gordon Cooper orbited 22 times for 34 hours.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
Roger, clock.
Sigma 737 on the way. Standing by to start the backup clock.
Roger. 3, 2, 1. Mark.
Roger, and the backup clock is running.
Roger, you look good here, Gordo.
Roger, feels good, buddy.
Good start.
Hello up there. Hello down there. And all I do is take pictures. All I do is clean. Right. I got all of the light picks, and now I'm busily engaged yawing around on the MIT jobbies.
Roger. You got my sympathy.
I'm not complaining.
The most logical step after manned orbital flight and safe return from orbital flight, we will probably expect to send a few men around the moon on a long stretched flight path behind the unknown far side of the moon and return them back into the Earth atmosphere with an ensuing aerodynamic deceleration and landing. The Saturn is our first big step into the real high thrust area. I think to the planets we should expect unmanned probes first, maybe even one-way probes that just go out to the planet, either pass those planets in a close pass or go in orbit around these planets and telemeter their information back to the Earth.
Mariner 2 passed close to Venus, and these are the telemetry signals which have given us vital new information about the planet. Man is continuing his reach for space, first with instrumented probes and then with manned vehicles.